Hi, my name is Guy Terrell.
And I'm Jack Trammell.
Together we have written the book, The Fourth Branch of Government, We the People, in 2016, published by Brandy Lane Publishers. This book is about updating the Constitution to make it more fully reflect the world we live in the 21st century and beyond.
Guy and I decided it was time to go back to the constitutional playbook. It was time to see what our founders had originally intended in terms of our growing country and our growing democracy. What we found out is that our founders were very wise. They gave us the tools to update our democracy, but we simply haven't been using them. In the videos that you're going to see, and in more detail in the book we've written, we'll give you information about how easy this would be for us all to do together. It is time to update our democracy, and the fourth branch is a call to do that. We hope you'll come with us. How many of you think Congress is doing a good job? How many of you think Congress is working really well these days? Well, before you answer that question, let me quote Albert Einstein. He said, "We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking that we used when we created them." I couldn't have said it better myself. And every time Congress begins a new session, a world of possibilities opens up on the floor of the House of Representatives and the Senate. The lives of all of our current citizens and the future generations are hanging in the balance as our own representatives go there to supposedly affect change. But too often in these times, the transformational work that's supposed to be happening is simply not happening, and there's no progress in the conflicts that we have to deal with. So opportunities, both great and small, are being passed over again and again, and the urgency and desperation of our problems just gets worse. So what are we going to do about this? The fourth branch suggests some ideas. These collective problems that we all need to resolve can't be put off, and voters understand that. It's people in Congress that don't seem to understand that, and people in the parties that don't understand that. So conflict and disagreement seem to be inherent in the system of making laws. But we're suggesting a way to move beyond that. We the people have had enough, a lot of us. We simply have no alternative but to fall back on our constitutional tools and to do business differently. As voters, we can, if we choose, grant ourselves the ability to insert ourselves more directly into the legislative process, to change the course of action from one of continual delay and frustration to one of continuous forward motion. We have the tools available to do that. We've never used them, but they're there. The founders gave them to us. The United States is a republic. It's a form of government where power resides in the elected officials that we have elected to represent us. That means they're supposed to represent our interests and represent those who voted for them. It's not complicated in one level. We've been doing it for over 200 years, but something has gone wrong. And it just doesn't feel right to most of us anymore. It's like wearing a pair of sneakers where the sole has worn out and you can feel the stones when you walk. You've got on shoes, but they're not working too well. We've got to get a new pair of shoes. America needs a new pair so we can run further and faster in 2016 and beyond. The dysfunction we see in Congress is a symptom of our need to update the Constitution. We've only had one constitutional convention in our entire history. And the first one was pretty successful, by the way. Our book offers some suggestions for how we update this framework. Fixing our framework is the main key. When that first constitutional framework and convention took place in 1787, it was much easier perhaps then to create something new than it would be now, where we have so many forces working against it. So we know we have a difficult task. We know that updating it's not going to be quick and easy. But we have to start somewhere. And we have to let the voters have their way. Otherwise, we're going to remain stuck. Everyone's got to get out of the car now and help push us back on the road to progress.